Hello, hi, my name's Carl. Today we'll be reviewing the movie The Beautiful Mind, released in 2021, directed by Ron Howard, starring Russell Crowe and Jennifer Collins. This movie is going to the life of John Nash as he begins to start his process of getting his PhD in Princeton. In real life, John Nash was diagnosed with schizophrenia. This movie goes over his battle with it. We'll be reviewing the movie and how accurate it may have gotten to the real John Nash's life and the accuracy that it depicts schizophrenia according to his DSM 5.
Welcome to Princeton, gentlemen.
In the first few scenes, John is being welcomed into Princeton as he begins his PhD programs. We see him trying to figure out his new thesis that he's given the goal to write. And then we are introduced to his roommate.
The prodigal roommate arrives.
So this may be a spoiler in this point, is that this character that we're just introduced to as John's roommate is one of three hallucinations John sees. Now, the real John Nash had audio hallucinations, not visual. But due to Hollywood was giving some liberties and needing to make it entertaining, they chose to use these visual cues instead. We see John Nash struggling to come up with his main thesis for his degree plan. He starts to be withdrawn and skip classes, throwing up the argument that it's because those classes will dull his mind and keep him from coming up with his original idea that he's so fixated on making happen.
Classes will dull your mind, destroy the potential for authentic creativity.
As John Nash tries to go forward and create a brilliant idea, he's seen struggling, being excluded from everything and everyone. He finds it hard to think and process. This is not known to be a symptom of schizophrenia. It could have just been the pressure of the situation. But as things go forward, he finally comes up with this great idea that will change everything for him and us in the future.
You do realize this flies in the face of 150 years of economic theory.
Yes, I do, sir.
That's rather presumptuous, don't you think?
It is, sir.
I'm wondering, Professor Nash, if I can ask you to dinner. You do eat, don't you?
Oh, okay.
After this leads John to graduate
William
with his
Partridge.
PhD and become a
Big
professor and faculty member at MIT. And where this is where he will start working on small government projects and also meet his future wife. We then also meet the second hallucination. With this introduction of character, John is now convinced he is part of a secret organization government team to find a terrorist unit inside America that have access to an atomic bomb. By using secret codes and drop off points, this is where John feels he's part of something else. He becomes more paranoid as time goes on, which is a very common symptom of schizophrenia as well. So, outside of just the visual cues that Hollywood had to use in this situation to kind of give us a better idea of what he's dealing with to make it more dramatic, these are pretty accurate depictions of what was going on for Mr. Nash. Over time, Professor Nash and his wife start living their lives together. They have a child, but His wife starts getting suspicious of his odd behaviors that keep getting worse and worse as his paranoia grows, common with schizophrenia. Finally, she does some research on it, sees that the government project she believed he was working on wasn't real. She enlists the help of a psychiatrist who then institutionalizes Mr. Nash into a psych ward where they administer, at the time, insulin to help control his schizophrenia. So, after giving him the insulin in coma, which was a treatment until 1960, then it was abolished, they also give him some medicines to help curb his hallucinations and behavior. These led to John Nash believing that he, in the movie at least, couldn't function with these medicines because it made his brain not open to his mathematical thoughts. So he stops taking the medicines in the movie and begins to have these problems again. And with his own self, decides to not talk to his hallucinations anymore or not listen to them and just try to focus. He did this for years. He then goes on to win a Nobel Prize for his mathematical works and becomes a professor with one of his friends from school. So John Nash worked hard to convince himself he didn't have these problems. There are new medicines and medications, and mixed with therapy, can benefit and help people. But the point of this movie, or at least what we can see in this movie, is that it does closely resemble the DSM-5 and closely resembles what the procedures would be at that time. So this movie does meet the standards of accuracy. And overall, is a pretty good movie. Ended up winning a few different, a lot of different awards for being a groundbreaking movie in 2001. So overall, I recommend watching it and getting a better understanding of what it's like to try to be a professional with this disability.
Administering insulin.